Here we are in the Wile E. Coyote tool shed, and yes, it's a mess in here. But I have this old Sears Eska outboard motor that was given to me several years ago. I mean, like 7 years ago or something. And it was a 7 horsepower Sears made by Eska. And one of those that has the 7.5 horsepower Tecumseh 2-stroke, basically lawnmower engine on it. And this is the engine that was on it, right here. Okay. It's not locked up or anything. It has a carburetor, but it didn't have a flywheel. It's got the coil assembly. And one of the great things about these little motors, as opposed to a lot of cheap little outboards, low horsepower outboards, is that it actually does have a clutch assembly. It doesn't have reverse. You have to turn it 180 degrees for reverse, but it does have a clutch assembly, so you can put it in neutral. And according to what I've read, the majority of them quit working. And they just lock up, so they still don't have a clutch, basically. Okay, so now this motor came with a gas tank slash shroud. But like I said, no flywheel. So that part was free. And I bought another power head, a 7.5 horse power head. And I think I gave $20 for it or something. That was shortly after the engine was given to me. And now this one has good compression. The cylinder walls look good, piston looks good. You can see through the exhaust ports that everything looks good in there. And it had a flywheel. And the shroud slash gas tank doesn't exactly fit it, but I think it can be made to fit. But I was thinking about, I mean, I've heard bad things about the engines. And I was thinking about putting a lawnmower engine on it. Well, actually a tiller engine. Let's take a look at it. Now this was given to me. A friend of mine rolled it out to the street to be picked up by the trash guys. But he pointed it out to me and said, if you want it, here it is. So, man, it looks ugly. It had been sitting outside on his back patio for years when he decided to get rid of it. But amazingly enough, it wasn't locked up. So, it's a Briggs, probably about 3 horsepower. And I cleaned the carburetor and cleaned the points. Put some fresh gas and oil in it, and it started up. So that was pretty amazing. And that was, like I said, several years ago. It's been kept outside since then. I've used it a few times, but I've got a better tiller. I'm not really crazy about it as a tiller, and the bearings are burnt up in the foot of it. So anyway, the good thing about it compared to a lawnmower engine, push mower engine, is that it actually has a cast iron flywheel. So it's got the heavy flywheel instead of the light aluminum job that push mowers have, where they rely on the blade of the mower to act as a flywheel. So this one runs better, sans blade, than the lawnmower engines do. So I was thinking about, and I'm not sure if this has the 7/8 inch shaft or the 3/4, but I was thinking about boring out that clutch assembly in the motor. So let's go back to the boat motor. Okay, this is 5/8, and that accepts the Tecumseh shaft, 5/8, or 15 millimeter, something like that. But it's not metric. I'm just saying that for comparison. 5/8 of an inch, and the outside diameter there is 1.25 inches. And like I said, I've heard that these clutches usually don't work. So I thought about boring it out to 7/8 or 3/4, whatever it takes, and putting that tiller engine on it. But after I took this thing apart, now this power head was on it, and I removed it. And after I took it apart, I found that this thing actually, the clutch actually works. So let's see. See, it's locked there. Wait a minute, it was working before. Okay, here we go. Alright, now it's released. So, bottom line is that it works, you know, and having a clutch is a really good thing on a small outboard motor. And that's a feature I don't really want to lose, since it does work. So now I'm faced with the prospect of, do I put this all together, rebuild the carburetor, and see if I can get it running, or do I build a stub adapter for this and put the 4-stroke tiller engine on it, which is only about 3 horsepower. Thing is, this will be double the horsepower. So that'll be kind of a good thing. So let me know what you think.